श्रीगणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। We are studying Vichara Sagara, a Prakarana Grantha, an introductory text. While studying, we saw the introduction to this text. Before we begin with today's inquiry, let me just tell you a story. Once a soldier returned home. Am I audible now? Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. Okay. So, before we begin with today's inquiry, let me just tell you a story. Once a soldier returned home after his service. After he finished his service, after he finished serving in military, he was interviewed. During interview, he said that for so long I struggled, for so long I was on border. Why? For the freedom of the people, to protect the freedom. Then I thought, now it's time to experience that freedom for which I took so much pain, for which I struggled. And then he asks, but then look around yourself. Look at yourself. Are we really free? And this is the question which I liked. Are we really free? We may say we are free, we live in a free country. But are we free? In a sense, are we free from anxiety? Are we free from stress? Are we free from anger? So many emotions. We are bound by them. Then what is that real freedom? That's what we are going to inquire. So to recap what we saw in the last class, we started that the first and foremost thing that we have to do is identify the problem. The first thing in any inquiry is identifying the actual problem. Unless you have done that, no matter what, your inquiry will not be complete and will not be accurate. Okay. So we started identifying the problem. What was the problem? Okay. We have been performing actions, we have been doing karma for the purpose of gaining happiness devoid of any sorrow. But doing that action has not brought me the expected result. What has happened is, we have inquired and performed actions outside. We have searched for the solution outside in the world, and we have searched for that solution with wrong means, with wrong instruments. After having concluded that we have used wrong means and we have inquired into wrong direction, now it's time to move on and see what the right direction is. And here they say what is called as Parishesha Nyaya. law of remainder, logic of remainder. So if we have 4 options and if 3 of them are not true, then the 4th must be true. If the solution is not outside, then it must be inside with me. And that brings us to another equation, that if the solution is with me, then the problem must lie with me, myself, and not outside. Okay. If problem lies with me and not somewhere outside, what's the exact problem? There we concluded the problem is nothing but ignorance. The delusion that has caused is the real problem. And if ignorance is the problem, the opposite of ignorance, that is knowledge, must be the solution. We determined, okay, knowledge is the solution, ignorance is the cause. But what ignorance, which ignorance, where ignorance, we did not analyze that. And actually, we having analyzed, have not analyzed. In the sense, the ignorance of the things in the world outside, I tried to remove that with different pramana, different means of knowledge. But knowing so many things in the world outside has not brought me the result. That means the ignorance of my true nature, my own Swarupa, must be the cause. I don't know myself in reality. Who am I? And when I know who I really am, then alone the ignorance will go away and my sorrows will go away. I will be really, really happy. The happiness will be my Swarupa. It is my Swarupa, but I will know that, I will experience that. Then, to gain that knowledge which is going to remove the ignorance of my own Swarupa, what means of knowledge, jnana sadhana, should I use? There we concluded, if the knowledge gained by pratyaksha pramana, anumana pramana, and laukika shabda pramana, this we took in primary sense as, because these are the things which we usually use, has not removed my ignorance, then Vedanta pramana shall remove that ignorance. Thus we took Vedanta as pramana. What is Vedanta? Vedanta is nothing but the final teaching of the Vedas. In that Vedanta, there are primarily Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. But to introduce us to the concepts of Vedanta, the teachings of Vedanta, we have introductory texts, otherwise called as Prakarana Grantha, and one of such Prakarana Grantha is Vichara Sagara. And with this purpose in mind, that by using Vichara Sagara, which is an introductory text to Vedanta, I am going to achieve that for which I have strived so far. I have struggled throughout my life. Now I take this Vichara Sagara as pramana, means of knowledge, jnana sadhana. Having ascertained that this Vichara Sagara is the means, it is jnana sadhana, it is pramana, let us see what is Vichara Sagara, the name itself. This text has been named as Vichara Sagara. Why has been called so? There are so many texts, introductory texts, as we have seen earlier, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, then Dakshinamurti Sutra, so many. Each of them has one specific title. Now, why Vichara Sagara has been named as Vichara Sagara? For that, as we have translated when we started with the inquiry, Vichara Sagara we have translated as ocean of self-inquiry. Vichara, usually in Hindi or Marathi, in our Indian languages, vichara is usually translated, taken as thinking. But thinking is its secondary meaning. Thinking is secondary meaning. Primary meaning is inquiry. And to inquire, we have to think. Thus, vichara has been defined as that which is going to remove the ignorance of that inquiry, which is going to remove the ignorance of my true self. आत्मानात्मनोः बन्धमोक्षयोः च स्वरूपस्य यथाशास्त्रं विमृश्य निर्णयः. What is Atma? What is Anatma? What is Bandha? What is Moksha? Analyzing them and ascertaining them based on Shastra is called Vichara. Another name for Vichara is Shravana. Listening to Shastra, Guru Upadesha repeatedly is Vichara here. What is going to bring me this inquiry? Why do I do Vichara? Because Vichara alone is going to give me Atma Sakshatkara, the knowledge. The knowledge that we have talked about shall be gained by nothing but Vichara or Shravana. Where do I or how do I do this Vichara? How do I do this inquiry? How do I perform this inquiry? For that, different means, different ways, different methods are there, and that has been analyzed exhaustively in this text. And because it's a vast or different, many means have been given, many analysis has been done here. That's why this is called as Sagara, an ocean. In introduction to this text, Panchapa Ganesha Shastri, so Panchapa Ganesha Shastri, the one who has given introduction to this text, he says, just like in ocean, there are Ratna, there are valuable pearls or diamonds, jewels, etc. Similarly, in this text, different jewels of such methods of inquiry have been given. Those methods of inquiry are unopposed to Shastra. They are exactly according to what Shastra is trying to say. They are very much simple, and they are like waves. They just come and pass by, just like there are waves in ocean. That's why, in true sense, this text is Vichara Sagar. Having understood and justified what Vichara Sagar is, what is Vichara Sagara? Ocean of self-inquiry. What is the meaning of self-inquiry? The inquiry which is going to lead me, or which is going to lead me to my own Swarupa. No other inquiry is referred here. Actually, we are very good at inquiring. Let's take an example how good we are. We are to buy a product, any simple product, say a soap. Then we will go on inquiring, which soap, is it soft on my skin or hard, how much does it cost? And we don't stop there, our inquiry doesn't stop there. We go on inquiring where it is cheaper, where there is more discount available. Does that give concession? एक के ऊपर 3 फ्री, buy 3 get 1 free. We inquire. So we know how to inquire, but we inquire in wrong direction. That's the only problem. Now let's start the inquiry in the right direction and we will achieve our goal. Now any text in Vedanta, whenever that text begins, always a Mangalacharana is done. Let's see what the Mangalacharana is for this text. For those who don't have printed book in front of them, they can refer to the screen in front. I will be sharing those which are like appropriate points, appropriate parts of the text on the screen. Those who have hard copy in their hand can refer to either of them, but one instruction: on screen what you will see will not be exactly like in the text, because Sandhi Vichcheda has been done in shared screen, which will be easier for reading. How we are going to do is, I will read a part, then you repeat after me, so that you get habituated with the reading. And later, when that particular part or sentence has been read, I will explain, then we will go on further. Let's begin. Tatra anubandhanam samanyatah nirupanam nama prathamaha tarangaha वस्तु निर्देश रूप मंगलाचरणम जीव ब्रह्मैक्य रूप मंगलम तत्र अनुबंधानां सामान्यतः निरूपणम. अनुबंधानां, Anubandha. What is Anubandha? We will see later. Samanyataha Nirupanam. To explain them in general sense. To explain Anubandha in general sense, this Prathama Taranga starts. Because this text has been named as Vichar Sagar. As in ocean there are waves, this text has been categorized into different taranga and avarta. There are taranga and there are subsections which are called as avarta. First taranga here, it says, this taranga is going to explain in simple meaning, in simple terms, what is Anubandha. Later it says Vastu Nirdesha Rupa Mangalacharanam. What is a Mangalacharana? Mangalacharana is nothing but salutations, prostrations, and it is not a foreign concept for us. Before beginning of any function or any puja, we do namaskara. Usually, most of the time we do namaskara to Ganesha. That is Mangala Acharana, Mangala, an auspicious beginning. Why do we do Mangala Acharana? Why is it done? The reason is given. We do Mangala Acharana so that the text which I have started writing finishes without any trouble. Nirvighna Parisamapti. I want to teach something to someone, but during that period there should not be any obstacle. No obstacles should come. For that, we remember Bhagwan or we do Mangala Acharana. Another one. Now this is a written text. For whom I have written this text, they should have this text in their hand. The text should reach them. For that also Mangalacharana is done. And another reason is given, those who are going to take up this text for study or inquiry, they also should benefit from this text. For that also Mangalacharana is done. Then Mangalacharana has been said to be of three types. What are the three types? One is Ashirvadatmak, one is Namaskaratmak, and one is Vastu Nirdeshatmak. Namaskaratmak Mangalacharana is that which has salutations, Namaskara. A Namaskara to a specific Devata, not deity, Devata. Devata is done. Namaskara to Guru has been done. Then it is Namaskaratmak. Then there are sometimes Ashirvadatmak, seeking blessings or giving blessings to those who are going to study this text. That is called as Ashirvadatmaka Mangalacharana. And sometimes Mangalacharana is that which ascertains the truth or that which is going to be expounded, which is going to be taught. To be specific, in Vedanta, Vastu Nirdeshatmak Mangalacharana is that which gives us Lakshana, the characteristics or specific characteristics of Brahma, Atma, Aikya or Brahma. That Mangalacharana which tells me what Brahman is. Vastu is Brahma. Nirdesha is indicating. That Mangalacharana which indicates what Brahman is, that has been called as Vastu Nirdeshatmaka Mangalacharana. Now, here Mangalacharana is Vastu Nirdeshatmak. Brahman has been pointed out. Okay, Brahman has been pointed out. But how has that been pointed? It has been pointed in the sense Jiva Brahmaikya Rupa Mangalam. A Mangalacharana where the Aikya, the oneness between Jiva and Brahma has been told. Why is it needed? Why do we need that? The analysis is going to come in the next sentence itself. When we talk of Mahavakya, knowing something is not enough. Let me give you an example. I explain in detail with measurements what Qutub Mihar or what fort of Raigad is. What that particular fort is, how has that been made, what are the measurements, how many stones have been made, from where the stones were brought, what is the color, so many things. But having told all these things, you are not going to know what that fort is. When will you know? When you will see that fort with your own eyes, pratyaksha, and analyze that with the information in your hand. So when you see a fort and analyze that the information which I have is exactly like that which I am seeing, when these two come together, then alone that knowledge is complete. Similarly, here, actually it is similarly, not exactly. Don't take the example in its complete sense. because with Brahmatma Ikya the example will not fit exactly the way it is. But understand, knowing Brahma is not going to solve my problem. We know Brahman is there, even, but knowing Brahman as my own Swarupa is going to solve my problem. In simple terms, knowing Paramatma is not going to solve my problem. For so many years, for so many lives, I would say, we have known Paramatma is everywhere, Paramatma is in everyone. But has that solved our problem? No. Paramatma is everywhere, but I am different. I am not Paramatma. I am not Brahma. This has not solved our problem. So what is the solution? Solution is simple. Know that Brahman to be your own Swarupa. Now here Mangalacharana tells me the oneness between Brahma and Jiva. Who Jiva? Me. I am that Brahman. Aham Brahma Asmi. Let's read. Sukham nityam swaprakasham vyapakam namarupayoho adhishthanam buddhyabodhyam buddhairdrugyattu nirmalam aparam sarva vedanta vedyam pratyak param mahah tadevaham namatyonnat iti me nishchita matihi. Together. Sukham nityam swaprakasham vyapakam namarupayoho adhishthanam buddhyabodhyam buddhairdrugyattu nirmalam aparam sarva vedanta vedyam pratyak param mahah tadevaham namattunyat iti me nishchita matihi. Now how the text will progress is a Mangalacharana has been given. The explanation of Mangalacharana is again given in Bhashya. So when we are seeing such Mangalacharana or such shloka, we will not see that shloka in detail. We will see in general sense because its explanation is given further. What is Mangalacharana here? Sukham Nityam Swaprakasham Vyapakam Namarupayoho Adhishthanam Buddhyabodhyam Yattu Buddhehe Druk Buddher Drug Yattu, that is Buddhehe Yattu Drug or Yattu Buddhehe Druk Aparam Nirmalam Sarva Vedanta Vedyam Pratyak Param Mahaha, that which is all these. What are all these? Sukham, Nityam, Swaprakasham, etc. Tadeva aham, that I am. Mattaha anyat na, there is nothing else other than me. Iti me nishchita matihi, thus is my firm conviction, ascertainment or knowledge. What has been told is, let's take the last sentence. Iti me nishchita mati, this is my firm conviction or knowledge. What is that? Aham tat eva mattaha anyatna. I am that. There is nothing else other than me. What do you mean you are that? I am that. Explanation of the word tat is given. What is that? That which is sukham. That which is sukha, that which is happiness. It's not that which gives me happiness, that which is happiness. That which is nitya, that which is there all the time. It was there in past, it is now in present, and it will be there in future. Swaprakasham, that which is self-luminous, like a light or sun. Sun does not borrow prakasha, light from someone and gives us. It is swaprakasha. Vyapaka, it is all pervading, it is everywhere. Like space. Wherever you see, there is space. Or another better example to understand is as water in ocean. Wherever you see ocean, water is there. It's not like somewhere ocean is there but water is not there. Namarupayoho adhishthanam, that which is the adhisthana, substratum, adhisthana, adhara of nama and rupa. What is adhisthana of nama rupa? Explanation we will see later. Buddhya bodhyam, buddhi abodhyam, that which cannot be known by our intellect. We cannot know through our we cannot know that the way we know the other things. Then buddhehe druk, that which is sakshi, that which knows intellect. Aparam nirmalam, which is malarahita, there are no impurities at all. That which is known by Vedanta. Sarva Vedanta Vedyam. Vedya, that which is known. Pratyak, it is not somewhere outside but within me myself. Param, which is beyond all. Shreshtha. Mahaha, which is Mahan. That Brahma I am. Thus, explaining all the Lakshana indicators which explain Brahma, by giving those indicators, they say that Brahma is me and this is my firm conviction. In this way, Jiva Brahmaikya Rupa Mangalacharana is done. Now, explanation is given. Asya arthastu तदेव अहम इति उक्त्या महावाक्यार्थ प्रत्यगभिन्न परमात्मा एव महावाक्यार्थ प्रत्यगभिन्न परमात्मा एव स्वस्वरूपम इति. In short, what is the meaning of these two Mangalacharana, these two shlokas? Simple. Tadeva aham iti uktya. By saying, I am that, what explanation has been given is, Mahavakyartha pratyak abhinna paramatma eva swaswarupam. Let's take one word at a time. Mahavakya. Mahavakya is Mahavakya. Let's keep it that way. but we know Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, etc. That is Mahavakya. Artha, meaning of that Mahavakya. What is the meaning of that Mahavakya? That which is Pratyak, the Brahma, which is my own inside, within me. Abhinna, even though it is within me, it is not different from me. Such Paramatma alone, Paramatma eva, is my Swarupa, Swarupam iti. What is Swarupa? Swarupa is that which cannot be removed from certain object or thing. Simple example, Shaitya, coolness, is Swarupa of water. Water will stay always at room temperature. You may heat that water, but water will come back to its normal temperature. Heat cannot be retained by water unless you keep on heating. Why? Because to cool down is its nature. Being at room temperature is its nature, Swarupa. Agni, heat, is Swarupa. You will never have fire which does not emit heat. There are some chemicals which burn at very low temperature. That's why that fire is called as cool fire. Shita Agni. They have been specifically said that is Shita Agni. Why? Because the nature of fire is burn at higher temperature. Heat is its nature, or giving light is its nature. There is no fire which burns dark. If there is fire, it is going to emit light. That is Swarupa. Then what is my Swarupa? My Swarupa is that which has been explained by Mahavakya. Mahavakyasya artha, Mahavakyartha. And what is that? Pratyak Abhinna Paramatma. Paramatma is not different from me, but it is me, myself. Now we come to the earlier word, Mahavakya. What is a Mahavakya? In Vedas, there are many different statements. There are many different mantras. Those mantras tell us about many different things. In Vedanta, particularly Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, etc., we specifically take those mantras which talk about our Swarupa and Brahma, because Vishaya, the object of inquiry, is Brahma Atma Aikya. Then next part is all those statements does not give me Brahma knowledge of my own Swarupa, or one knowledge of oneness of my Swarupa with Brahma. There are certain statements which will give only Lakshana, characteristics of Brahma. What is Brahma? What is Jagat? From where the Jagat has come? How the world has been created, etc. So many things. But those statements particularly tell me, explain oneness, my oneness with Brahma, or those statements which tell me Brahma Atma Aikya have been termed as Mahavakya, or another name is Akhandakara Vakya, Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakya. Why it has been called as Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakya? Because it explains me that which is Akhanda, that is Brahma. Then what are other statements are called as? Other statements which give me Lakshana of Brahma are called as Avantar Vakya, corollary or substitutes. One is Mahavakya and other are Avantar Vakya. Here Tadevaham, by saying I am that, at the end of these two shloka, what it was said, Tat eva aham, I am that, by saying it has been told, these two shlokas explain what has been explained by Mahavakya. What is that? Pratyak abhinna paramatma eva swarupam. Paramatma is my own swarupa, it is not different from me. Brahma is not different from me. But what are those earlier lakshanas? Sukha, Nitya, Swaprakasha, Vyapaka, Namarupayoho, Adhisthana, etc. Those are going to be explained in detail later, but let's come to one important point. Having seen these two Mangalacharana, Anubandha. We saw Anubandha, but indirectly. It is going to come in detail later. But to continue with this inquiry, knowing Anubandha is important. What is Anubandha? Anubandha has been defined as that which prompts me to study a certain text. That which prompts me to study this Vichara Sagara is Anubandha. What is that? We analyze. This Vichara Sagara Grantha is going to remove my ignorance. Why do I want to remove my ignorance? Because my prayojana, purpose, is gaining happiness devoid of any sorrow. That was prayojana. How will I get that? Because the ignorance which needs to be removed shall be removed by the knowledge gained from this text. So Vishaya, that is Brahma Atma Aikya, has been explained in this text. How do you say this text explains? Because in Mangalacharana itself, the author has stated, it is my firm conviction. That means he is going to explain that itself here. Then we come to another part, Adhikari, the eligibility criteria. Who is Adhikari? Adhikari is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikari Pramata. This is a very big statement or definition. It is going to come later in detail. But am I eligible? Yes. You want to know? Then you are eligible. Now, how to improve that eligibility? That's the later part. Simple. I want to study, say, geography. Am I eligible? Do you want to learn? Yes. Then you are eligible. But how much can I study? What do you want to learn? I want to know how fossils are formed. Okay. How much do you know from earlier? I don't know anything. Then we will keep fossils aside. Let's see some introductory part. Then we go on improving our eligibility and we come to our conclusion. So similarly here eligibility has to be improved. What is that? That is going to come later. Vishaya. What is Vishaya? Tadevaham namatonyat. Tadeva aham, I am that Brahma. Jiva Brahma Aikya is Vishaya, explained in Mangalacharana. And what is the purpose? Prayojana. Sukham Nityam Swaprakasham. Nityam Sukham, that which is happiness all the time. That's what I am seeking. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to be. So this Mangalacharana tells me about this Mangalacharana coincides or exactly is like what I am seeking. What is the Prayojana? The Vishaya is same. Then I am Adhikari, and this text is expounder, and that Brahma Vishaya is expounded. This is Sambandha. This text is going to explain the Vishaya that I seek, the Vishaya about which I want to know. With this, we will conclude with today's inquiry. What are those specific lakshanas? What is Sukha? What is Nitya? We are going to analyze that in detail, but that inquiry, we will continue with that inquiry later in the next class. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद.